I'm beginning it. Start. Quick, Emma, it's working.
I really wish you would buy another microphone because this is so uncomfortable.
It's got the chair leg sticking into you. I think the gain is nice. We're all ready to go. So Emma, without any prompting, what happened in the last episode of Grigner and his adventures?
I remember stringy orchid strands of hair.
So Vestigian.
I
Vestigian enclosure.
remember the crouching lady.
Shitting in the corner.
Shitting in the corner. And, Grigner got arrested.
He did.
And imprisoned. And he went on and on and on about how much worse it was to be imprisoned forever rather than just to be killed straight away.
Of course, yes.
Because he is a wild man who needs to be free and rove around and sow
I'm glad
his
you remember.
seeds and things like that. It's just all coming flooding back.
Who would like to read first? I think I checked this before. We can start at this part here that the audience can't see me pointing at.
This part, okay.
Do you want to start? So we're gonna be strict with the rules. Where if one of us laughs, we swap. So no laughing. I know I'm really funny.
You never make me laugh, so it's okay.
I know that you have a lot of trouble being around me, making you laugh all the time.
No, I think that's maybe in your head. Okay. This was indeed one of the buried chasms of hell concealed within the inner depths of the palace's despised interior, a fearful ebony chamber devised to drive to the brinks of insanity the minds of unfortunately condemned, through this inapt solitude of a limbo of listless, dreary silence.
Yeah, that's nice.
That was Grigner's unending depression about all of this, which is fair enough.
And now we're on chapter 3.5.
3.5.
Has that ever happened? Has a book ever done that before? Is this the only time? This is the only time I've ever seen a book do 3.5, well, half chapters. You're the English lady. Do you have an English degree? No, English A-level.
A-level.
Yeah, you've got more advanced than me.
Yes, though famously I've read very few books.
You've read like 2 books in your whole life.
To still manage to cling on and get that A-level. But there we go. So 3.5, I don't know. We need to maybe ask some people out there if they've ever come across this anywhere else.
Well, this is a chapter change, so technically we swap reading, but I think you should probably keep reading.
I think so too. A tightly rung elliptical circle or torches.
Or torches.
Or torches. Okay. He's not sure. Cast their wavering shafts, prancing morbidly over the smooth surface of a rectangular, rigid altar. Expertly chilled forms of grotesque gargoyles grace the oblique rim protruberating the length of the grim orifice of death, staring forever ahead into nothingness in complete ignorance of the bloody rites enacted in their presence.
What? Wait. What's the grim orifice of death? Oh, it's the gargoyles.
Is it the gargoyles' eyes?
Okay, cool. Okay, so the gargoyles are looking over some people. Cool.
Brown flaking stains decorated the golden surface of the ridge surrounding the altar, which banked to a small slit at the lower right-hand corner of the altar. He spelled altar two different ways throughout this. In the same long, unending sentence.
This is hard.
Forgotten how to spell. I think the second one was right.
I think to simplify that, all he's doing is describing a room, and it's got an altar and some gargoyles in,
and some moody light,
and 2 different spellings of altar,
and slits.
So one's altar as in
to change.
To change, yeah, okay.
One is altar as in the actual object. So. Who knows? The slit stood above a crudely pounded pail which has several silver meshed chalices hanging at its sides. Dangling at the rim of, golden mallet, the handle of which was engraved with images of twisted faces and groved at its far end with slots designed for a snug hand grip.
I feel like there's not much to really comment on here because it's just,
this
is the most boring, groved instead of grooved.
Grooved.
Yeah, so we have rim of.
Groved. The head of the mallet was slightly larger than a clenched fist and shaped into a smooth oval mass.
What? Mallet? The head of the mallet? What mallet? Oh, that mallet. He spelled it. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. Dangling at the rim of mallet.
Rim of golden mallet, obviously.
This is so confusing. Are you laughed? It's my turn. Oh, I'm so funny.
I was more laughing at myself.
Are you all ready for this, people? My expert reading skills. Oh, this is so hard. Encircling the marble altar was a congregation of leering shaman. Eerie chants of a bygone age, originating unknown eons before the memory of man, were being uttered from the buried recesses of the acolytes' deep lings.
Lings. So it's lungs.
Well, do you think he's apostrophized acolytes is correctly, though?
Some of the grammar is great. It's just some of it is just completely off the spectrum.
This is what I was like when I was at school. I would just, but what he's done is he's just...
Have you ever come across a congregation of leering shaman? Have you ever thought about a congregation of leering shaman?
I was a shaman in World of Warcraft, so I always think of shaman very fondly.
Did you leer whilst you did it?
When I typed in /dance, he would do the hammer time dance. Do like the clap and the spin. It was cool. Yeah. Because I was an orc, and that's their dance. They all have different famous dances.
Did you just wipe your nose and put it on my jumper?
No. For God's sake. That is disgusting.
That is disgusting, which is why.
Were being uttered from the buried recesses of the acolytes' deep lings. Orange paint was smeared in generous globules over the tops of... Now he's pluralised the plural here. So we were just talking about how well he's done his punctuation. Right. Is that correct?
If it's the possessive of multiple priests, then the apostrophe will go after the S.
All right, sorry, I'm jumping the gun here. So, orange paint's on the walls, over the top of and the is spelt with a W, over the tops of the priests' wrinkled, shaven scalps. You don't need that many adjectives.
Have you ever seen a wrinkled scalp?
I don't know.
I'm trying to imagine this very sad little sack of skin surrounded by tufts of hair.
While golden rings projected from the lobes of their pink ears. There's so many adjectives in this. Ornate robes of luscious purple satin enclosed
Luscious?
I think, maybe luscious. Or, so we'll say ornate robes of luscious purple satin enclosed their bulging torsos. Everything's bulging in this.
That's the stuff that girls dream of, as a bulging torso enclosed in a luscious robe.
Attached around their waists with silvered silk lashes, latched with ebony buckles in the shape of morose, misshapen skulls. This is so hard to read. Dangling around their necks were oval-fashioned medallions held by thin gold chains, featuring in the centres blood-red rubies which resembled crimson fetish eyeballs. What the fuck, man?
Fetish eyeball?
Fetish eyeballs. Featuring in their centres blood-red rubies which resembled crimson fetish eyeballs. Oh, fuck's sake. Cushioning their bare feet were plush red slippers with pointed golden spikes projecting from their tips.
Fashioned is omitting any I. It's just fashion. Fashioned.
What's that?
They're oval-fashioned medallions.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't even notice the mistakes anymore. Situated in front of the altar and directly adjacent to the copper pail. He refers to things as if we already have them established, but we haven't established that there's a copper pail, so he can't.
I
he
thought
can't do that.
There was something misshapen somewhere before. Wasn't there? Hammered or it was pounded metal.
It was ages ago. We've said like 9 adjectives since then. I don't know what the copper pail is anymore. Anyway,
I'm still hanging on those fetish eyeballs. I'd like to see some of those.
It's your turn. I laughed.
Yes. Situated in front of the altar and directly adjacent to the copper pail was a massive jade idol, a misshaped, hideous bust of the shaman's pagan deity.
So he gave a capital letter for P in priests, but not for shamans, even though they're the same people. The priests normally have a capital.
Maybe
P.
they're all called priests.
Yes,
Hello, I am priests. I am shaman. I am also called priests, and I am shaman too.
This group of shamans called priest.
Yeah, I'd like to know their deities. Is this to get rid of their bulging torsos?
Is deity spelt wrong there?
Yes.
It's spelled deity. Okay.
Yes.
You laugh. I'll let you do more because
You did laugh a lot.
I'm
quite crap at these rules, so I'm not picking up on.
It's more important that we have a fun time.
I'm just so engrossed in this story that the rules just fall by the wayside.
Yeah. A pagan deity. There is a pagan diet. That's a thing.
It's paleo.
I think you can go on a pagan diet, and this is a shaman's pagan deity. This is fucking absurd.
Well, That's just how they lost weight back in the day, you know?
Let me just type that. Pagan diet.
Pagan, start with an E.
I can't reach the keyboard. Pagan diet. Yeah, it's a thing.
Pagan diet.
Well, whatever. This diety wrong anyway. Go anyway. So
pagan and pagan, I don't think are the same thing.
yes, okay.
The shimmering green idol was placed in a sitting posture on an ornately carved golden throne raised upon a round, dvori plated dais.
I think that's ivory spelled with a D.
Dvori. It bulging arms and webbed hands resting on the padded arms of the seat. Webbed hands. Its head was entwined in a golden snake-like coils hanging over its oblong ears, which tapered off to thin, hollow points.
This is getting really boring, this story, because nothing's happening, and also he's punctuated its incorrectly. Its head.
No, he hasn't.
Damn it! Its isn't possessive. Fuck. I'm trying to be smart and it's not working.
No, I think maybe you should leave the grammar to me. And the A level I just scraped. Right. Its nose was a bulging triangular mass, sunken in at its sides with toe-gaping nostrils. Dramatic beneath the nostrils.
Oh, fucking hell.
What? What? I want to know what's beneath the nostrils.
Dramatic beneath the
Nostrils was a twisted, shaggy-lipped mouth, giving the impression of a slobbering, sadistic grimace.
That was a whole half a page on the idol, and then before it was half a page on the room that we're in.
Okay, should we power through?
Oh, I'm beginning to feel a bit dizzy.
Alright, at the foot of the heathen deity, a slender, pale-faced female, naked but for a golden, jewelled harness enshrouding her huge, outcropping breasts, supporting long silver laces which extended to her thigh, stood before the pearl-white field with noticeable shivers travelling up and down the length of her exquisitely moulded body. That is one sentence. That
whole thing you just did. Oh
yes.
my god.
I had to take 4 breaths. Her delicate lips trembled beneath soft, narrow hands as she attempted to conceal herself from the piercing stare of the ambivalent idol.
So she's trying to conceal herself not from the group of shaman, but from the stone idol that's looking at her.
This is sexy, outcropped, breasted lady.
The ambivalent fucking statue.
Yeah, who is apparently hideous.
What does ambivalent mean?
That is not one or the other, really. It's not ambivalent. It's like when you're not sure or you don't care about what, a choice or a decision.
So the idol doesn't care. So he's described an inanimate object as ambivalent.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, yes. You could just describe everything in the room as inanimate. It wouldn't have any point anyway.
Ambivalent, he considers ambivalent.
We'll just do chapters. How about that? You can finish this chapter and I'll do the next.
Oh, lucky me. Glaring down towards her was the stony, cycloptic face of the bloated deity.
He spelled deity wrong again, or is that just how you spelled deity?
I'm just trying to get through this sentence. So I'm pretty sure it's EI, not IE. But okay. What do I know? Gaping from its single oblong socket was scintillating. Many-faceted scarlet emerald, a brilliant gem, seemed to possess a life all of its own. A priceless gleaming stone capable of domineering the wealth of conquering empires. The Eye of Argon.
His name dropped it. Also, surely the Eye of Argon should all be in capitals since that's the name of the book. But there you are.
Oh, is that the name of the book?
Yeah.
God, we've been doing this so long. I have no idea what we're doing.
Also, I looked up deity and he has spelled it wrong numerous times. He spelled it deity.
Deity.
The pagan deity. I love that.
I think we should go on a new deity.
Surely.
Only eat things that are green and gem-like.
Surely the Eye of Argon should be in capital letters. The I, at least. It must be. Sure.
Maybe he's just, an unassuming kind of guy. He's not, Right. Your turn. Up is not jump.
Oh, we're back to Grigna. I think things are about to get a bit more interesting. Because that was an awful paragraph. Chapter, I mean. All knowledge of measuring time. It doesn't make any sense.
See, this is why you don't want to do the rules. Because you just fail at the first.
Well, it's more fun if we can laugh.
sentence.
I think the swapping's more fun.
Yeah, I
All
think
knowledge
so.
of measuring time had escaped Grigna. So he's forgotten how to measure time.
Well, it's more that maybe it's because he's not seeing daylight. He can't. He's got no concept of how long the days are now.
But that's not an understanding of anyway. I'm just being pernickety, so I don't have to read. When a person, sorry, what are you?
I think we need to we really need to dig to understand the core of this text, Matt.
When a person is deprived of the sun, moon, and stars, that's very nice.
The stars.
He looses. I do that all the time. That's in one of my videos.
You do.
I did loose because it's hard
No.
when you're writing loses. You go ooh.
Ooh.
You don't write LOSE. That would be loss. That's how I think of it. Losses. But this is loses.
Well, losses is 2 S's.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, he's got it wrong here.
Loses.
I've learnt though. I don't do this anymore. After I checked my video and panicked, but no one seemed to have noticed because it was actually a rare instance where you could have used either, so I got away with it. He looses all conception of time. Sorry, let's start this again. When a person is deprived of the sun, moon, and stars, he loses all conception of time as he had previously understood it. It seems as if years had passed if time were being measured by terms of misery and mental anguish. Yet he estimated that his stay had only been for a few days in length. A few days and he's lost it. He's fucking... Do you remember when that guy locked himself in a room for 3 days?
But he's not able to measure time, so how can he estimate it's only been a few days? We've had 6 mental anguish and 3.5 miseries since entering this cell.
He has slept 3 times and had been fed 5 times. It's 2 different types of fucking tense in one sentence.
It's bold.
Since his awakening in the crypt, he called it fucking... everything gets a different name every sentence.
I know.
It was like crypt, fucking chamber, it all changes. It's so confusing. However, when the actions of the body are restricted, its needs are also affected. The need for nourishment and slumber are directly proportional to the functions of the body has performed. Meaning that when free and active, Grigner may become hungry every 6 hours and witness the desire for sleep every 15 hours, whereas in his present condition, he may encounter the need for food every 10 hours and want for rest every 20 hours.
For a man who's got no concept of or knowledge of the movement of time, he has now got incredibly specific about the movement of time.
I was like, you could take this out of like a biology dissertation, and that was all one sentence. All methods he had before depended on were extinct in the dismal pit. Oh, that was hard. I don't know why I found that difficult. Hence, he may have been in prison for 10 minutes or 10 years. He did not know, resulting in a disheartened emotion deep within his being. That was just the same thing.
Grigner.
Over and over again.
Well, I mean, the man's in prison. He's going mad, isn't he?
That was a whole paragraph on the same thing.
What is time? I don't know. I'm miserable. I've had 5 sleeps. That's precisely this amount of time, but who knows?
Then we had a biology lesson, and then it repeated the same thing at the end.
Can you imagine if it was 10 minutes and he's just gone mad incredibly quickly?
They're all just looking at him being like, that's fucking mental.
The moon and stars and the sun.
Okay, so... the food, if you can honour the mouldering lumps of fetid mush to that extent, were borne to him by 2 guards. Oh no! They birthed food to him, and who opened a portal at the top of his enclosure and shoved it to him in wooden bowls, retrieving the food and water bowls.
Bowels.
So he's misspelt bowls after previously getting it correct 5 words before. Anyway, retrieving the food and water bowels from his previous meal. So they're getting his shit. They're birthing food to him, then collecting his shit.
It's watery bowels, so I mean, it's not good.
After which they threw back the bolts on the iron latch and returned to their other duties.
I wonder what their other duties are.
This is quite a long chapter. Let's start swapping because I'm going to be going on for the rest of the video. I'll finish this and we'll swap again. On the iron latch and return to their other duties. Since deprived of all other means of nourishment, Grigner was impelled to eat the tainted slop in order to ward off...
Tainted slop!
To ward off the pangs of starvation. Though, as he stuffed it into his mouth with his filthy fingers and struggled to force it down his throat, he imagined it was that which had been spurned by the hounds stationed at various segments of the palace.
Oh,
so he was imagining that it was dog poo.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Grigner was impelled to eat the taints of stock. Sure. Yeah, he imagined it was that which had been spurned by the hounds. Yeah, I think.
No, spurned means the food that they've turned down. So it's the food that not even the hounds want to eat.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, my brain.
Oh, I get to take a break now. This is so hard. So hard.
There was little in the Baron vault that could...
Spelled incorrectly.
Yeah, the Baron. Oh, no, maybe it's supposed to be bear in the bear vault that could occupy his mind or body.
The bear?
Like bear, like empty.
Well, either way, it's wrong.
Not bear as in... That'd be more interesting now, I think, a twist of events if we had a bear in there. He had paced out the length and width of the enclosure time and time again and tested every granite slab which consisted the walls of the prison in hopes of finding a hidden passage to freedom, all of which was to no avail other than to keep him busy and distract his mind from wandering to thoughts of what he believed was his future. He had memorised the number of strides from one end to the other cell and knew the exact number of slabs which made up the bleak dungeon. Numerous schemes were introduced and alternately discarded in turn as they secured to unravel him. No means... can I start again? And alternately discarded in turn as they secured to unravel to him no means of escape which stood the slightest chance of success. Success.
It's
Sorry.
so hard.
1C. Success. Success.
Slightest chance of success. This is so hard.
I like that he's looking for like some secret passageway out, as if like, this is just.
It's killing me.
This little test for him.
Yes.
Find. Oh, there's the door. Thanks, Grigner. Well played. It's almost escape the room kind of thing.
He's like looking for some sort of like key that he can find underneath the carpet.
Right. Anguish continued to mount as his means of occupation were rapidly exhausted. Suddenly, without no time...
Oh, fuck me.
Without no time, he was routed.
So he's turned... He's turned notice into no tive, and then was rooted is just one word.
Oh, notice.
I think it's meant to be without notice, but it's without no space,
tive.
Without no tive.
He was rooted from his contemplations as he detected a faint scratching sound at the end of the crypt opposite him.
It was a chamber earlier.
It's the scratching. The sound.
Shall I do the sound effect?
The sound seemed to be caused by something trying to scrape away at the granite blocks the floor of the enclosure consisted of. The sandy scratching of something like an animal's claws.
If Sid was here, I'd start scratching the table with
Grigner gradually groped his way to the other end of the vault, carefully feeling his way along with his hands ahead of him. When a few inches from the wall, a loud, penetrating squeal and the scampering of small padded feet reverberated from the walls of the roughly hewn chamber. Hewn?
Hewn? That's got to be a word.
I don't know.
It's got to be.
Hewn. What would it mean?
I'm in dictionary corner over here.
Okay, good.
I'll have a look at hewn.
Okay. Grigner threw his hands up to shield his face and flung himself backwards upon his buttocks. That's a good use of the word buttocks.
You think he'd have said firm buttocks, knowing the person who wrote this?
Firm,
his
gigantic buttocks.
His sculpted arse.
A fuzzy form bounded to his hairy chest, burying its talons in the flesh while gnashing towards his throat with its grinding white teeth.
Oh, but it's got teeth. So it's got talons and teeth. Holy shit.
Talons can be like claws.
Oh, can they? Okay.
Yeah. Its sour, fetid breath scorching the
fucking amazing.
The squirming barbarian's dilating nostrils.
Scorching his nostrils.
There's just nostrils just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Grigner grappled with the lashing flexor muscles of the repugnant body of a gargantuan brown-hided rat.
What's lashing flexor muscles? Is that a type of muscle?
If you're the scientist.
Nah, it's got nothing.
Flexor muscles.
Flexo
muscles, striving to hold its razor teeth from his juicy jugular as its beady grey organs of sight glazed into the flaring emeralds of its prey.
Its beady grey organs of sight. Yeah, so flexor is a type of muscle in the back.
Oh.
So fuck knows how he knows that, but there you go. It's beady grey organs of sight. Fuck me.
Did we find what the other thing was?
What other thing?
Hoon.
Hoon. Hoon means like cut. So I think it means like it's like cut into shape, this little square room. I don't know.
Oh.
Shall I go now? We'll do two each. Right. Taking hold of the rodent around its lean, growling stomach with both hands, Grigna pried it from its crimson rent breast. Okay. Removing small patches of flayed flesh from his chest in the motion between the squalid black claws of the starving beast. Oh, this is so confusing. So he's pulled it off him.
This
and
is
ripped,
one hell of a
ripped
rodent.
It's like ripped his Grigna's chest as he's pulled him off. Holding the rodent at arm's length, he cupped his right hand, one word, over its frothing face, contracting. So there's no... You're doing sound effects.
I am. I thought this was part of the job.
He cupped his right hand over the frothing face, constricting with no vowels his fingers into a vice-like fist over the quivering head. Retaining his grips on the rat, Grigna, no capital, flexed his outstretched arms while slowly twisting his right hand clockwise and his left hand counterclockwise motion. The rodent let out a tortured squall, drawing scarlet as it violently dug its foam-flecked fangs into the barbarian's sweating palm.
This is too much.
You behave yourself, you. I can't read. I concentrate with you.
Like, it's too much. This is horrible.
Oh my god. All right. So he broke its neck. The rodent let out a squall, drawing scarlet as it violently dug its foam-flecked fangs into the barbarian's sweating palm, causing his face to contort into an ugly grimace as he cursed beneath his brace. Fuck me.
At least he's now got some other food apart from the dog's leftovers.
At least he used all the right letters in breath. He just got them in the wrong order. With a loud crack, the rodent's head parted from its squirming torso. So he just ripped its head off. That's the only way to kill a rat. Sending out a sprinkling shower of crimson gore and trailing a slimy string of disjointed vertebrae, snapped trachea, esophagus, and jugular disjointed hyoid bone, morose purple stretched hide, and blood-seared fucking muscles. I did fucking... He's got a fucking book with him now. He's got some sort of anatomy book. He got flexor earlier, which I've never heard of, but yeah, that's a back muscle. And then we've got trachea, esophagus, jugular, vertebrae, hyoid bones, morose, purple, stretched hide, muscles. Fuck me. You do the next two.
Oh, exhausted.
Okay, let's we can stop now. We gotta take a break. We've done half an hour. This is so hard. This is much harder.
It's more of a vocabulary test than anything else, I think.
I'm finding this really tricky compared
And also,
to last time.
well, I think it's helping to work with our breathing skills because we have to read for such long periods of time without a break.
Yeah, like the next sentence is about a paragraph long, and then the next
the previous one you did was also a paragraph. It's 2 sentences per massive paragraph, or 1 sentence per half-size paragraph.
Right. Okay. We'll take a break. So, do I have a message for any of my patrons, Emma?
Wrap up warm. It's cold.
Well, it might not be cold where they are.
Well, it's cold in London, so.
Have you got any other message? Because I've got nothing. Quick.
Make sure to water your plants, guys.
My video will be out. This is coming out soon. My video will be out on Thursday.
Oh, is that what you wanted me to say?
No.
Oh.
You didn't know that.
I don't know.
I hope you think it's funny.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm all right. I have nothing to say. I was just trying to give it a poignant end.
I see.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We love you.